Thanks for tuning back into Jeeping It Easy. And today we are replacing the infamous steering support bearing on the 2005 TJ. This is the one that they come with factory, and what happens is these seals here wear down over time. You can see my seals aren't even sticking out anymore, and then all the grease comes out, or water gets in there, contaminants get in there, and then the bearing stops spinning. And then what will happen is this rubber piece will actually start spinning inside the metal, causing this rubber piece to wear. And it's all rubber and plastic. It's basically just a big rubber softball with a bearing inside of it, and a couple seals on each end. Looks like it has 2 seals on both ends, but they're both deteriorated. And then once that basically starts wearing here, you start getting that side to side, up and down play, which causes like a little clunking in your steering when you're turning the wheel. Sometimes when you're hitting bumps, you'll feel it because this thing's basically moving around in that metal clamshell like this. So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to show you how to remove it because there's already videos of that online, but I couldn't find one single video of someone installing the Borgeson upgrade, which is the one we're doing. Now, for a long time, there was nothing available to replace these. So you wouldn't be able to find these without buying the entire lower shaft, which is somewhere around $300 for the Mopar, and probably around $100 or something for the cheap Chinese replacements. You know, I don't really knock Amazon parts. They work at a pinch. I mean, if you don't have the money for the Mopar and you have something that's bad and you have to have it replaced, I mean, sure, go ahead and buy, the parts from Amazon, and you'll see me linking a lot of parts from Amazon. But like I just replaced the injectors in this yesterday, and I replaced them with the $40 Amazon replacements. And of course, when I start recording, a train's going to come by, right? But anyways, I replaced them with I think they were like $48 on Amazon for all 6 of them versus $80 a piece for the Bosch. And believe it or not, when I put those in yesterday, this thing had twice the power it normally has. So even a cheap knockoff injector that doesn't work as good as an original Bosch will upgrade a 152,000 mile injector. It'll make your Jeep definitely run better than the 150,000 mile or plus injectors that are in there. Also, I opted for the 12 hole. I don't know if that makes a big difference or not. Sorry, mosquitoes are biting the hell out of me. I don't know if the 12 holes make a difference or not, but there is a power increase. I think most of that comes from having new injectors that aren't cracked all to hell. So we're replacing this old plastic. You can see how worn out it is, how well it's moving around inside of that metal cup there. All the needle bearings in it are seized up. There's no grease in it. Just an old, poorly designed part because this is all plastic and rubber and wears out. And I'm replacing it with a Borgeson, all aluminum, much better seals in it. The bearings are a lot better in it for sure. There's plenty of videos on there showing how to get this off. I'm just basically showing you the difference between the plastic one and the Borgeson, and basically what you do to go to replace it from the plastic one to the aluminum one. So these are 10 millimeters. These 2 bolts that were holding it to the frame were 15 millimeter, and then you have a 10 millimeter that holds the universal together onto the steering shaft, upper and lower together. And these are 10 millimeter nuts. So once you have those 2 10 millimeters off, you should just be able to separate these 2 plates. Okay, you get the main plate that goes to the frame, and then the plate that goes around the bushing. And then there's a little plastic piece that holds them together. Now on the original one, it's the same on both sides. Both sides are exactly the same. On the Borgeson, you have a solid side, and then you have kind of a hollow side. And I don't really think it matters which way goes which, but I'm going to put it this way, where the filled in side goes towards the front. Yeah, it looks like both sides are the same. It's time to get greasy. We're using Lucas marine grease. And I think they created that cavity for grease to sit in there. So I'm going to fill it up with grease. All right. It went a little extreme there. We're going to put a little bit around the outside here. I'm putting a little bit around the outside where the metal's on metal. This is aluminum, so it won't rust. And I don't know if you know this or not, but dryer sheets are great for getting grease off your fingers. Takes it right off. It's pro tip number 1. Dryer sheets to get grease off your fingers. Alright, so let's start reassembling this. It's pretty easy how it lines back up. Well, that's a good firm fit in there too. Alright. There we go. Put the 10 millimeters back on. Now, honestly, the hardest part about doing this, besides losing bolts like I do, is getting to that 115 millimeter on the side of the frame. But you can easily take the tire off and reach it right through the skirt that hides the gap in the frame. This bracket only goes on one way. This is the 15 millimeter I was talking about that's hard to get to. Got to get to it through the wheel well, or you can use a wrench to get down in there, but it's easier to get to it through the wheel well. Then you get the 115 millimeter here.
It's like a 6 liter, man. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Change the oil and put gas in it.
That's right. Ain't got no gas in it. Thanks for the water, man. Oh yeah. Yep. Looks like a little grease comes out of it. That's all right. Still plenty in there. We'll use that on the shaft. Keep it from rusting. All right. Get some on the other part of the shaft. Sorry, I'm breathing heavy into the microphone here. I got a little bit of a cold in the summer from getting sweaty and going into the air conditioning. All right, I think that'll do it. Get those 2 bolts in. I'm going to apply a little bit of anti-seize to those. They had thread locker on this, but they're so hard to get out. Or not thread locker, Loctite. You see the blue. Trying to do this while I have a view on the camera, but I might not be able to do it. I might have to move this out of the way. I think I might have got it in there. You know, they say women love mechanics for a certain reason. I don't know why. All right. By the way, I only drink Deer Park water. Not a sponsor. And they always use Permatex brand anti-seize lubricant. Not a sponsor. All right, and there we go. As you can see, the Borgeson one is now installed. And I used a Lucas marine grease for the bearings inside of it. It tends to stay in place a lot better, especially for something that may get submerged in water. That's what it looks like once it's installed. And you can tell now there's no wiggle at all in there anymore. And that was the reason, my main reason for replacing it was because that plastic one was actually wiggling inside of that metal clamshell, and it would cause a vibration in the steering wheel. You could feel it like a hammer hitting the steering shaft when you were hitting hard bumps or making turns and hitting bumps. And really all you have to do is take that 10 millimeter out, and the bolt actually goes into a notch on the shaft. It's kind of like a little double enforcement. Sorry, I'm trying to get these mosquitoes off me. And then I put grease on the inside of that as well. So the 10 millimeter there, and then you got the one 15 millimeter on top of the frame there, and then one, I don't know if you can see it, it's down beside the frame as well. So you have two 15 millimeters, a 10 millimeter, and then I also took this off, and it's just also two little 10 millimeters there. So now that this is done, I'm going to go ahead and thank you for tuning in, and please hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again for watching.